I was on Herrick 9 about a year and a half ago. We deployed out of Afghanistan for 6 months. There I worked in a fob with another medic and a doctor, and we'd take it in turns to go out on patrol. We had a casualty where someone was shot in the lower leg. It was pitch black and we're not allowed to use light, unfortunately, so you've got to try and sort of treat a casualty for the first time, like real life, in pitch black.
Exercise Medical Endeavour sees RFA Argus operating in her main role as the Royal Navy's primary casualty receiving facility. The exercise exists to allow military medical staff the chance to work together whilst afloat in what is essentially their operational role.
We've had 182 personnel from the Defence Medical Services and Royal Marine Band Service and logistics branches supporting the exercise. We have also been supported by the Royal Fleet Auxiliary and the staff on RFA Argus, who provides with all our life and infrastructure support and are absolutely a vital component of what we do.
Just move the crash trolley in.
We're just here to test its capability, and FOSS come on board, give us casualties, see if we're actually fit for the role that we've been designed to do. Royal Marine Band Service will go out and pick up the casualties. They'll come into the triage area where there'll be a triage officer waiting, just to have a look at the patients, prioritise them and bring them up to a choke point. I take their name, try to get as much information as I can there and then on the ramp. We've only got a couple of seconds up there. As long as we issue them with the unique hospital number which is generated within this complex, then we'll always be able to track them, and at a later date find out more relevant information when they're down in the wards.
Feet first, chap.
On the PCRF, I'm working in the high dependency unit. We've just been getting patients from casualty or theatre or ITU, and we check all observations on the patients, that's including blood pressure, pulse, temperature, their Glasgow Coma scale, to make sure that they're fully compos mentis on the unit. If they're able to walk, we can move them onto another ward, or we might CASI-vac them off if they need more help in the UK.
We've had to deal with blast injuries, burns to face, hands. A gentleman that just came back from theatre not long ago had a gunshot wound to his leg. We check his observations every 15 minutes for the first hour. He's had a leg operation, and with that sometimes you can get something called compartment syndrome where it swells, so hence we're keeping an eye on his observations to his feet, making sure the pulses are present.
Go and talk to us.
If the PCRF get like a mass casualty and A&E get overwhelmed, on the HDU, one floor up, we'll take triage casualties as well. So that's where our assessment skills come in, because we don't know what's wrong with the patient. So as nurses on the HDU, we also have to assess them, triage them, and then sort them into categories so that we know where they can go, whether they can go up to the ward or whether they need to stay on HD, or whether they might need to go back down to ITU. So we take on a little bit of an A&E role.
We're going to continue resuscitation, do CPR.
It's been extremely busy, and certainly the teams that have been on board have certainly tested us, as they do with all operational sea training.
It's challenging because it puts you out of your comfort zone. You're sort of thrown in at the deep end.
Once you've got to a point, it does start to get a lot easier and you're happy with what you're doing. It's just about finding out the easiest way to do things and the right people to speak to.
I'm being very proud of the way that the doctors and nurses on board have cared for the exercise casualties, and shows the standards that the Royal Navy is prepared to deliver to our people at sea.